Great. Okay, so we are starting in time. Welcome everybody to this Mirasys webinar today. So glad that you are here and that you are joining us. So hope you're fine and you're enjoying the second day of the week. Today our topic is really, we want to talk about our new Spotter Web and Spotter Mobile, showing you what it is, etc., etc. So before we start, I would like you to do some homework. So if you have any questions, please put them into the Q&A part of your Teams application. And at the end of this session, we will have, as usual, a Q&A session where I can answer these questions as well. I'm trying this to do. It might be that you are completely anonymous in this session. So if you have a question that I cannot answer, please put your email address on top of it so that we can answer this question afterwards. But now let's start. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Udo Schneider, and I'm the Sales and Business Development Director here in mainland Europe. I'm located very close to Munich in southern Germany, and I can tell you today, we had a fantastic weekend with very sunny days, and today it is complete opposite, so it's raining. So, but it does not matter for me. So I'm doing the webinar for you, so I'm happy anyway. So let's rock it right now. Okay. What is the content today? So first of all, for those who never heard about Mirasys and well, attending the first time, I would like to have some sentence about Mirasys, about our VMS, etc., etc. So we have shortened it radically so that there is no time to take coffee, a cup of coffee or something like that, or drinking a beer during this. So you should stay, because then immediately it's continuing with the Spotter Web, what it is, etc. So we're talking about scenarios and the solutions, why to use it. We're talking about the main features. And then I have a demo movie created by my colleague Tapio, so an excellent guy. So he did extra work for us so that I'm not in the situation to use my own system here, so I can relax and show you what he has done on the demo. And at the end, we have a Q&A session. So, okay, let's start. About Mirasys VMS. So our video management system, we call it open, intelligent, easy, and secure. Big marketing highlights, right? Yeah, what does it mean? So open does mean we are open for every resource, open for every kind of camera, independent of if we have a native driver for this or if it is an on-web driver, if it is a body cam or webcam or whatever, or even if it is a monitor of a PC or laptop, we can record it and we are open to connect to this. Open does mean as well that we are open to connect to every third-party system and collect data, share data, interchange this or exchange this in that way. So, and we make it on a very easy way via standard interfaces so that we are very quickly can connect to every third-party system, for example, to an access control or an IoT device, and exchange the data between both systems. For us, this is very important. Then we are calling us an intelligent system. So what does it mean? Intelligence does mean that with the amount of data, this huge amount of data, you can collect exactly, or you can dig out, analyze this and dig out exactly those data that you need. Could be video footage, for example, so special behavior. So we are using VCA for this, video content analysis on the camera, in the server. We have, in the nearest future, we will have facial recognition. We have number plate recognition or license plate recognition. But more and more, also artificial intelligence is coming up. So more and more customers asking for this. Okay, I have a special behavior. You need to identify if somebody is wearing a helmet, for example, or is wearing a rifle or a gun or whatever. Yeah. So in this case, we are using AI models to specialize this or to customize this content analysis, and then we establish it in our system. Intelligence does mean also more and more that we, out of the data that we are collecting, we're finding the right data. even in data that are coming from third-party systems. Yeah, so from a access control or whatever. Yeah, so you could imagine data laking is something that is coming up more and more. So we are going into the same direction. Yeah, easy. Our customers always are saying our system is easy to use. It's very intuitive. So, and this is exactly that what we want to do. This is our strategy. This is our philosophy. Independent of if it is a complex system or a simple system, independent of if you are the user, the end user, or if you are the maintainer, you are the technician, you are the administrator, the configurator, it does not matter. It must be easy to manage the system, to work with the system. And it's exactly that what we have in mind for the future as well as for the past. And at the end, secure system, it does mean, okay, we want to have it as secure as we can. Access to the system, 2 passwords, authentication app, maybe a third-party system. So you put your ID card to a reader so that you can access the system, but as well the communication in between, inside the system, but also between the systems must be secured. And at the end, also the streams should be secured, should be encrypted. So from the camera down to the application that the end user is using. Security is one of the most important items that we have in mind for the future. And exactly this is also why we have developed this Spotter Web today. Yeah, we are over 20 years right now in the business. The headquarters is in Finland, so very close to a technical university in Espoo. And we are dealing in more than 40 countries with our partners, distributors, integrators, system houses, technology partners. We have a lot of cooperations with them. So in that case, this is exactly what we want to do, to look to the right, to the left, what is happening in the technology world and bring it to the customer. So it is not necessarily always our video management system we are talking about. It could be an add-on, it could be an additional system. We are really open-minded in that to bring the best solution to our end customers. Yeah, we are feeling very well with all kinds of verticals in multiple industries, independent if it is a bank, if it is retail, if it is a port, an airport, if it is a military installation, independent of if it is only about 4 cameras or if we are talking about thousands of cameras and thousands of sites. So the system is always the same, and the ecosystem is really able to handle it. And at the end, you see a lot of names that you are well known about. So we are dealing with a lot of technology providers in the market, and we are doing co-marketing with them. We are doing cooperation with them. We are going together into projects, etc., etc. So this is exactly what we are living today. All right, let's talk about Mirasys Spotter Web. What is it? It's just a new HTML5 client working with, let's say, every web browser. So you remember we had in the past the Java application. So we run Java on a web browser to run our Spotter Web Spotter. This was not very secure anymore, and it was taking a lot of efforts. And then today also more and more browser providers are not supporting Java anymore. So the next step was really to move into the HTML5 basis. And this is the new web browser. You can access our system from your desktop as well as from your mobile phone or your tablet, wherever you are. There is no installation required on this. Just call the page and that's it. And you have remote control and management. And we are also developing more and more into this direction to go with the whole management of the system, with the configuration into HTML5 clients. This will be the future for us. And then you have secure access and use from the scratch with this system. This is how it is looking like. So again, the 5 major web browsers we have today. So Google Chrome, Edge for Microsoft, Firefox, my preferred browser, Safari, And oh, I forgot this O again. Sorry for that. My age. Sorry for that. Yeah, and then you see also here the PC version login and the mobile version login. So you see also here the browser address. It's nothing else than this https:// and then the name of the server of the you want to access, and that's it. And the same for the mobile application with an M behind this. So that's it. And then you are logged in into our system. I would like, before we go into more details, to have some scenarios with you. So I'm pretty sure you know why to use it, but I would like to give you also some ideas, some additional ideas to talk to your end customers, to your colleagues, how to use it. So first of all, maybe you are a security guard or you have a security center and you are managing a lot of security guards. Today's standard scenario is that they are having mobile phones or they're having a walkie-talkie, and you are communicating to them. If you see something on the video, if there is any alarm, you're calling them and you're giving them the advice what to do. But this is not really state of the art, honestly, because nothing is better for a security guard. I'm coming from a military history, so nothing would be better than to have a visual impression what is happening behind the corner, yeah, or behind the door. What is happening there? Who is there? Where is he, etc. Surely you can describe this via phone or via your radio, but it's not efficient anymore. So why not to give the security guards a smartphone or a tablet or whatever via Wi-Fi or via LTE 5G, and then to send this information to the security guard. Look to your tablet, look to camera X, see what is happening there. Could you check this out? What he's doing there, yeah? Or why the fence is broken, what is happening there? So it gives a better security for your guards, and it gives a better sureness to understand upfront. This could be the same for fire department, for example, to understand, okay, what's happening there, yeah? Next one, police officers, for example. So on the traffic, yeah. So for example, you have an accident on a on a traffic light or whatever. So, and you have a city surveillance system. So the easiest thing is really to give an impression to the police guards, a visual impression to the police guards inside the car. What is happening? What situation can I expect? For example, if there is some threat or something like this, and you have a camera that is watching to this area, give this information to the police guys so that they're understanding, okay, what should I expect when I'm arriving? Yeah. Or follow up of an incident. Who was guilty? So in the discussion between both parties, the one saying, so he is guilty, no, he is guilty, he has passed me too narrow, etc., etc., he was too fast. You can see it on the videos, what is happening. You can connect to the camera, which is close to this corner, and then you are analyzing the situation. Very simple. I have another customer who is really doing this right now. So they have very critical patients in the hospital, yeah, and they need to be watched by 24 hours. So in that case, especially in the actual situation with Corona, they are isolated. So you cannot be always in the room with them. So the hospital has installed cameras which can be switched on and off in case of that is somebody needs to be watched. So, and they can take a look of it via the smartphone, the doctor, the nurse, or whoever, yeah, and can see what is happening. So there is no need to sit next to him 24 hours. So a very, very good visual tool to get information from critical patients. Okay, then maybe we have a lot of customers who are working with thin clients on the desktop, on the workspace. So in that case, it's very important for them that they are not that they do not need to install an application, a Windows application on this thin client. So for them, it is easy to use a web browser and understand, okay, what's happening in my company. And then at the end, the big apple. Yeah, we have companies who are really, their structure is based on Apple with MacBooks, iPhones, iPads, etc., etc. And it is very hard for them to have an additional Windows environment for watching the video surveillance system or managing the video surveillance system. In that case, leave the video surveillance system as a Windows on their island, on its island in this bubble, but you can manage the system from your MacBook, for example, from your iPad. So we have a lot of vertical markets, journalism, creative directors, etc., who needs to have both on their own machines. So in that case, very important to have this Spotter Web now with HTML5 clients. Okay, what features can you expect? Let's see. First of all, the whole communication is encrypted. As I said, automatically, you do not need to do anything about this. It is encrypted. Then the live view, you can have up to 25 cameras per camera grid, and you can have multiple grids predefined. We will show this later to you. The playback view is as well about up to 25 cameras per camera grid. And then you have also 3 selectable camera grids up to 25 cameras. It starts with 1 by 1, 1 by 2, 3 by 3, etc., up to 5 by 5. You have complete PTZ control of a camera. You have customized views, or you can create customized views with name and the layout that you want to see. You can also customize if the streaming must be constantly, continuously, or it is only if there is a motion detection. And if there is motion detection, what intervals you want to see the streams, etc., etc. Then you have an alarm list with filtering of active and ended alarms. So you can export material in ASF, MP4, or SEF format. So if you see something that is important for you. And a bit more that I'm not talking about today. You won't see it also afterwards, but you can test it. So for example, from a desktop web browser, you can also switch the buttons that we have inside. So you can use the outputs as well and switch the status. And you also can see, for example, the alarms. You can click on an alarm and see what is happening there. You see the status of the buttons, etc., etc. But this is, I think this would be far too much for this webinar today. We will show you the main standard features, and the rest, I honestly ask you, test it, try it. Request a 9.5 version demo and try it out. And I would like also to have your impressions about this, what we can do better in that way. Okay. Some specs that we have, some technical specs. So the Spotter web address is nothing else than the DNS name of the PC, of the server, or the IP address of the server. If you're coming from external, so it's the static IP address or the DNS name of your access point, and then the HTTPS port is 443. So that needs to be routed then to the web server. That's also the installation configuration here. So this is a screenshot of this. So this is done honestly in 2 to 3 steps, and then it's installed. How does it look like from the server point of view? So we have here our V9 for master and the Spotter website on the same machine. So internal communication, you notice already here with these ports. The external communication is then done via this HTTPS port 443. And then you have access to all the slaves, to all the cameras that you are dedicated to. There's also the storage locker HTTP port in this, but this does not play any role for us today. Oh, I know right now, this is Opera. I'm pretty sure if you could shout to me, if you can tell me, you would, yeah. But sorry for this. Sometimes I'm feeling a little bit old in that case. Yeah, and then you can also separate this installation. So you have your own master and you have your own website on a special server or a desktop or whatever. Yeah. Then it's completely separated. It's not necessary to have it on the master. Then the internal communication is as standard and the external communication is going via the Spotter website server. again with the same port. Very simple. Let's rock the demo. Okay, as I said, I have a movie here that I would like to show you. I started. So first of all, I would like to show you how to log in into your system. So we are opening a web browser right now. So this is the Microsoft Edge. Then we are putting in here the DNS name of the server and click OK or enter. Then the login is opening, and then you can also here use your username, your password. You can save this data as usual, but it's not necessary. So in that case, we don't want to do this. So we click OK. And he's asking us, OK, save password. We say never. So then the system is loading. OK, and now I stop here the movie to explain this a little bit better. So you see the structure of the system of the front end. So there is the grid screen here. Then you see also here the profiles. You can switch between the profiles. That is nothing that we are showing today. You have the PTZ control here as well, the tab for the PTZ control. And then you have here under your profile the complete camera tree or device tree as you used to have them also in Spotter. You have then here on this side also your login data, so you can change also the password here. You have here in the middle on top the different camera views or tabs. So this is also important. We have different camera tabs as you used to have also in Mirasys Spotter. And then here below you have also the alarm listing. If I'm clicking on this, there would be an alarm list opened. So you can see also the active or the ended alarms. You can differ between them. You can click on the alarms. This is nothing that we are showing today. I honestly ask you, try it by yourself. Okay, let's go. Okay, we are now open. You can also squeeze here the screens. So how to open a camera with an automatic camera grid? Honestly, to mention, if you're doing this via your mobile phone, the camera grid is always an automatic camera grid. That means if you're choosing one camera, two cameras, the grid is automatically defining its own style. So we can open some additional cameras, and I stop here again the movie because this is also something that is not content of this. You see also here the whole buttons that you have that you're using in Mirasys Spotter as well. So live view, replay, backplay, pausing, fast forward, fast review, one picture forward, one picture backward, speed here, date and time, selecting by calendar, by time, etc., etc. So everything that you are knowing from Spotter is also here, the content of this front end. Okay, let's continue with the video. So W has opened the fourth camera. Yeah, how to close cameras in that way? This is also very simple, like in Spotter as well. Do a click on the X and the camera is closed. You can open this by one click only, not a double click, one click only. Okay, maximizing cameras to the full screen. Beside the F11 button that you can also eliminate this address part of the browser, you can also use the arrows to bring each camera to maximize screen. Okay, using predefined camera grids. Okay, how does it work? So actually they're on automatic, but you can also change it automatically to 3x3, one large, etc., etc. And then if you are clicking on the cameras, it is from the left to the right, will be filled like you write in the same style with cameras. And if you have this full with cameras, you can also switch between the camera grids, the predefined camera grids, 3x3, for example, or what do we have here? 4x3 with two large. You see also here that if cameras, for example, are not fitting into this, they're automatically eliminated. So 5x5 or 2x1, then you're seeing only the first twos, etc. You can create views as well by your own, with your own style, and store them. So we are opening a new view. Okay, then you can give them a name. 2x2, for example. We can give them a grid, 2x2. And then we are saying, okay, save. So this is now your own camera grid. And then you can select the cameras again, click on the cameras, and they're opening automatically in the way they should like. Let's open a new view, 3x3, for example. Yeah, and I stop the video again here because I want to show you something else. Here you have additional possibilities. So for example, you can show the grid border or disable this. You can also set the default image fit to off. That means you see the whole image of the camera, or you stretch it, or you crop it like you do it in Spotter as well. And then you have also the update of the image, the possibilities of continuously streaming when motion is detected, or when motion is detected, then the minimum interval should be 1 second, 2 seconds, 30 seconds, etc., etc. Let's continue here. You see a lot of possibilities that you can do here, much more than with the standard applications that we had so far for iOS and Android. Yeah, and then again, you can click on cameras and add them. Yes, okay, enough, come on. Okay. Opening views, that's very simple. So that's the same like you do in the Mirasys Spotter. So you can switch with the mouse between all the camera views that you have defined immediately, and then the streaming is starting. So that's the same situation that you have in Mirasys Spotter. You have multiple tabs, and you can switch between the tabs or between the views, depending on how you name it. Editing views. Okay, so it might be that you are having one view defined and you want to change it. So then it's very simple. You click, for example, on 3x3. You're going to the arrow there, and then you have your menu, and you can click on Edit. And then you can do all the changes that you want to do and save it or close it. Better to save it, because close does mean that you're not okay with the changes. So you want to keep it. Save, yes. Deleting views is the same. If you don't need any view anymore, or those views anymore, then it's very simple. Go to the arrow, click in the menu on Close, and then the system is asking you, are you sure that you want to remove this view? And say, yes, okay, I confirm this, and then it's done. Click on it, and it's done. It's away. It's passed away. Okay. PTZ control. So first of all, we are selecting the PTZ camera that we want to see, want to manage. Then we go to PTZ control. We reserve the control of this camera. That's very important. So you're getting also feedback from this. And then we have our PTZ controls, buttons, home, to the right, to the left. You can set up the speed of the camera if you want to speed up or if it's too fast. Then you have submenus for zoom, focus, and iris. You have submenus for presets and tours, and then you can select the preset and it's automatically changing, as you see. So a lot of features that you see. Export, the last part. So You see here the export button, you click on it. Then you can give him a name. You select the camera first of all, of course, then you give them the name. Front door. You can select the start time, the end time. If you click, for example, on the time, you see also here it's very simple. That is very simple because maybe you're using a touch screen, so you can use it also with a touch screen. Very simple. You can select the format, ASF, MPEG-4, and then you say start. And then it's going to the download tab, and you see now here the front door. You see also here a test. That was something that he has done before, so you don't want to have it. So he's removing this export. And then clicking on the front door, you start the download now. So it's taking some time. So it's saying, okay, 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. So we'll speed it up a little bit. We will do a time jump right now. Tapio, please do the time jump. We don't want to wait until 100%. Yeah. 100%. Yes, and then you can click on the download button. So you could imagine nearby, during we are waiting for Tapio, that you can also export multiple cameras at the same time. Yeah, so then you have a lot of lists here, and then you can start the export simultaneously or whatever you want. So you see here now it's in a zip file. So we open this right now in the manager. We extract it. Yeah. And then you see the file inside. Yeah, the front door file inside. So simple is the export. Okay, so this was it about the demo. As I said, there are a couple of other features that we are not showing today because of the time. So as I said, alarm listing, ended alarms, and active alarms. You can list them. You can click on them and see the situation. So it's automatically reviewing then the situation with pre and post recording if you have configured this. Then you also can manage the buttons, the I/O buttons. So if you have an output button, for example, which is connected to a light, you can switch on and switch off the lights. Yeah, so you can do this in the same way on a desktop web browser. I need to say there is a limitation in the web browser of the smartphones. This is not working, so switching on and switching off. But the alarm management is very similar there. So that you can handle also alarms on the smartphone or on your tablet with the smaller resolution. And then at the end, you also can use also the zoom in, zoom out functionalities of the web browsers. So today, if you, for example, want to have full screen for the web browser, you're using F11. Or if you want to zoom in, zoom out, you're using Control+, Control-, minus to manage the a better and clearer view. So especially if you could imagine if you have 25 by 25 cameras on this, so especially the camera tree must be a little bit smaller, that you have more space for the cameras then in that way. So you can use all these web browser features in that way. Okay, then let's move to the Q&A session. So my demo is done. I hope you got a good impression of what we are having today. So just give me, before we start into the Q&A session, just an additional information for you. So this is the beginning of our HTML5 web client. So we are continuously developing it as well with more and more features, depending on what we can bring into this. And our goal is really to have a full-featured HTML5 client for the user as well as for the administrator in the future. This will happen maybe next year, so with version 10. But for us, this is a very good start because this also ease up our life in following up also the SDKs of Apple and Google, for example, or Android. This is really sometimes a nightmare. So you do not have all the features inside. You need always to follow up the new SDKs. Especially Apple is very harsh in this. So it's cost a lot of money. It costs a lot of time. So in that way, we think that this is the better way for us to continue with more features and with more speed in developing, etc., etc. Okay, let's move to the Q&A session. As I said, there are a couple of questions I would like to answer. The first question is about pricing. Okay, is there an extra license for this? No, there is no extra license for this. In this case, it's free of charge, so it's part of this as the spotter as well. So you can use it. There is no enabling in the license as well. If you have a 9.4 license, you can use the Spotter Web as you like. Is there a manual? This is another question. Yes, if you go to our homepage and you put on support, you click on support and documentation, there is a documentation link to the manuals, and also is described how to install it and how to manage it. Okay, there is a question. Hello, I had a problem accessing the webinar, so I missed the information on mobile clients. Do we have an app? If not, how do customer access on mobile platforms? Okay, that's very simple to answer. So first of all, we have two mobile apps still for Android and iOS mobile phones, but also this web browser or web-based HTML5 client is also running on each web browser on the mobile phones. So in that case, that's very simple. So you have normally HTTPS / name of the server, and then nothing for the desktop browser, and for the mobile phone you just put /m behind this, and then you have the mobile resolution of this web browser. There are some limitations. As I said, there is no, you cannot press the buttons, the output buttons on this, but it is, the rest is fully workable, including the export, etc., etc. Hi, is there a peer-to-peer in development soon? We did a setup on V8 and had to use a public IP. Hi, George. That's a good question. I think we should ask this to the to our developers. I'm not really in the picture right now. If you could share your IP address with us, or you have already done this, we will answer this later to you. It's okay for you? All right. Okay. Any more questions right now? I think so far I had answered all the questions. So again, use it, try it out, request a demo from us of version 9.4 and a license. Try it out, and we would be glad to hear your feedback on this. What we could improve, what is good, what is bad. So don't claim always about the bad things. We know them already. Also tell us what is really good, what you like and what you dislike. So this is what we are living for. And if we could change, or if we could do improvements on this, we will do this for sure, because we are really eager to support you and to help you. Yeah, okay. So I would like to thank you for attending our webinar. So I do hope it was giving you some more information and you had some fun. If you have any things that you want to claim, just give me a call or get in touch with sales@mirasys.com, or send me an email directly to me, udo.schneider@mirasys.com. So I'm always happy to hear your reviews of our webinars, and if you have any additional ideas how we could improve our webinars, or what interests you have what you want to see from us, just give us a shout, just give us a call, send us an email, and we will put it into our plannings. So, and then I would be glad to see you next time, maybe in 2 weeks' time, I think. Then the next webinar will happen. And in between, have a good time, have fun, and stay healthy. Cheers. All the best. Bye-bye.